Mrs. Ellis noticed Lily not eating after she had given her students the time to have a small snack before her classes continued on the topic of sleep. Confused and intrigued, she went to her student, asking her why she wasn't eating. After asking why, Lily's answer sent a chill down her spine. "Why doesn't mommy wake up?" As Lily waited for an answer, Mrs. Ellis knew in her bones that something was wrong as she reached for her phone to call 911. But before we start, smash the like button and make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and hit that notification bell so that you won't miss any new stories. The 911 operator reacted call and collected the call and was trying to get the very panicked Mrs. Ellis to relax a bit as well. She needed more information from the teacher as that would make it much easier to respond quickly. The 911 operator mainly needed a name and an address. The 911 operator started asking her some more questions about what exactly happened before Lily showed concern for her mother. Ellis explained that they were having a lesson about sleep, mainly focused on how long you should sleep and how late you should go to bed to achieve that. A lot more than usual, Ellis started to realize. Lily was normally one of those girls who had more interest in talking to her friends than in paying attention. Finally, Ellis found the information she was looking for. She gave the operator the address that Lily's mother, Nicole, had provided and also noted that Lily's parents were divorced. The 911 operator ordered a police car and ambulance to check out the house and asked Ellis a couple more questions. She wanted to know if Mrs. Ellis had seen Liz's mother at all in the past couple of days. Ellis thought back to the morning. She often waited outside to see the children being brought in by their parents. She tried to remember the entrance of Lily, but could not be sure. She wished that she could help the 911 operator more, but she needed to get back to her class. It was now up to the police to take care of the situation, and they would call her when they knew more or wanted to ask questions. Ellis went back to her classroom. The children had already had a lot longer break than usual, and they were starting to get a bit rowdy and anxious. The young woman had her day off today, but only lived a few minutes away from the school. Mrs. Ellis desperately asked her to fill in for her the rest of the day, as she needed to deal with something very important. Luckily, the assistant obliged. With the classroom now calm, Mrs. Ellis guided Lily to the teaching room. The silence was a stark contrast to the previous commotion. She chose her words carefully. "Lily, can you tell me about your mom?" Lily's eyes darted away, her body tense. Lily hesitated, her words slow. "Mommy. She's just really tired," she murmured. She gently encouraged her. "It's okay, you can tell me," but Lily's reluctance was a thick barrier. Ellis knew not to push too hard, to give her time. "She sleeps a lot," Lily said quietly, almost to herself. "I've been at Dad's," Lily shared, breaking the heavy silence. Mrs. Ellis leaned in, surprised. Lily visiting her father wasn't unusual, but the timing now seemed crucial. "Why didn't your mom wake you for school?" Ellis asked gently, trying to navigate the delicate topic. Lily fidgeted, her discomfort visible. "She was just really tired," Lily repeated, her voice barely above a whisper. Ellis's worry deepened, piecing together the unsettling puzzle of Nicole's absence. The ring of Ellis's phone sliced through the tension. She excused herself. "1 second, Lillian answered, heart racing. "This is Officer Hayes. We've entered the residence," the voice on the other end informed her. The house was empty, Officer Hayes continued, and the main bedroom IT hasn't been used in days. Ellis felt a chill. Ellis ended the call, her mind racing. What had happened to Nicole? And how would she explain this to Lily? Ellis was trying to make sense of everything when Lily's phone buzzed. She watched as Lily's eyes widened, reading the message. Then, silence. Lily clamped up, locking her phone and pushing it away. Ellis's request to see the message was met with a firm "No, it's private," Lily stated, a hint of defiance in her voice. This refusal added to the growing tension, a barrier that Ellis couldn't cross. Despite her reservations, Ellis picked up the phone again, reporting the latest development to the police. Her voice wavered, betraying her uncertainty. The officer's annoyance was clear as he explained the limitations of their investigation. Without more concrete evidence, "Our hands are tied," he said, his voice firm. The story, however, was far from over. After the school day ended, Ellis received a warning from the principal. "If Lily's parents demand compensation, you'll be held accountable," he said sternly. Ellis's concern grew. She never imagined her efforts to help would lead to this. Determined, Ellis tried reaching Lily's father, hoping he could shed some light on Nicole's situation. Each call went unanswered, echoing in her ears like a bad omen. With no word from Lily's parents, Ellis made a decision. "Let's get you home, Lily. Maybe your mom's back," she said, trying to mask her own doubts. Lily's silence was a weight in the car, heavy and unyielding. The silence during the drive was profound, wrapping around Ellis and Lily like a cloak. Arriving at Lily's house, the first thing Ellis noticed was the damaged front door, a vivid testament to the police's forced entry. Lily's small hand turned the key in the lock, opening the door to a silence that was almost tangible. As they stepped inside, the quiet of the seemingly abandoned home wrapped around Ellis and Lily. a stark contrast to the chaos of the day. Ellis looked around, the reality of the situation settling in. The house felt frozen in time, each room echoing the absence of its occupants. Their wait in the living room was cut short by the sharp ring of Lily's phone. Ellis jumped, the sudden sound a jarring break from the silence. Lily eyed the phone warily, the screen lighting up with a name that promised answers. "It's Dad," she whispered, her voice carrying a mix of hope and apprehension. This call could be the twist they needed to untangle the knot of mysteries. "Be careful what you say," Ellis advised, her voice low. "Let's put it on speaker." Lily nodded. Hello came the cautious voice of her father. "Dad, it's me," Lily replied, her voice small. "I'm coming to the school." Her father's voice was serious. As soon as Lily mentioned they were at Nicole's house, her father's voice halted, the call ending in an abrupt click. The silence that followed was thick with nervous anticipation. "Stay inside and don't tell anyone I'm here," Ellis instructed Lily. Ensuring Lily's safety was paramount, and keeping Ellis's presence a secret was crucial to their plan. Ellis quickly maneuvered her car into a more concealed spot as soon as she saw Lily's father's car approaching. She knew she had to keep a safe distance, to observe without interfering directly. Lily's father arrived with a sense of urgency, swiftly escorting Lily into his car. The drive ended at a familiar residence, Lily's father's house. Ellis parked nearby, her eyes fixed on the house. She needed to see how this would unfold to understand the full scope of what was happening. Sitting in her car, she felt a mix of determination and apprehension. After a brief wait, Ellis decided it was time to bridge the gap. She dialed Lily's phone. The phone rang, each tone echoing in the silence of her car. She knew this conversation could change everything, and she had to get it right. After a brief pause, he finally said, "Please come in." His voice carried a weight of resignation and readiness to unveil the hidden chapters of their story. Ellis felt a mix of relief and apprehension as she approached the front door. Lily's father led Ellis through the house. He guided Ellis to where Nicole was resting, the room a silent testament to her condition. It was a poignant moment, introducing her to the current dynamics of Lily's family life. This was the reality they lived in, a daily struggle with the aftermath of severe burnout, now laid bare for Ellis to see. Nicole had a very severe burnout, he began, his voice filled with a mix of sorrow and fatigue, a direct result of her exhaustion. Acknowledging Ellis's evident concern and confusion, he shared their decision to keep their living situation private, citing societal pressures and judgment. Ellis listened, her understanding deepening as she realized the complexities of the situation. Lily's father shared his regrets about the misunderstandings, opening up about the family's struggles. "I wish we could have communicated better," he admitted, reflecting on the past few days. "Let's work together on this," Ellis suggested, emphasizing cooperation. Ellis offered her perspective on supporting Lily academically, emphasizing the need for a nurturing educational environment. "Let's ensure Lily feels supported at school too," she proposed, understanding the impact of the family situation on Lily's learning. This exchange was about building a network of support, recognizing the role of education in providing stability and normalcy for Lily amidst the challenges at home. Nicole, now part of the conversation, shared her experience with burnout, adding a personal touch to the discussion. "It's been a tough journey," she confided, her story shedding light on the road to recovery. This exchange enriched the mutual understanding among them, highlighting the strength found in vulnerability. Nicole's perspective provided valuable insights, further uniting them in their commitment to navigate this period as a team.